Today, we will go over a video from this guy. I normally don't do videos like this, but I feel like there is a lot of very important lessons that we could all learn from.
I'm going to do the hardest workout I've ever heard of to see how much weight we can lose. We're going to do the exact daily workout of what people consider
one of the toughest men on the planet,
David Goggins.
Right off the bat, we can see that this guy is not in great shape, but hey, he's on his way to change that by training like David Goggins. And yes, he really means that, and he's going to copy the exact training routine of David Goggins to literally become as tough as him, which consists of running 12 miles each day and hitting the gym for 45 to 90 minutes. The gym part is fine, but running 12 miles each day as an out-of-shape beginner is absolutely insane. Plus, he's waking up for it at 5 AM, which will make it even more difficult than it would normally be. But we will see that in a second.
This is the first night, 5 a.m. I really don't want to do this. I almost didn't get up.
I snoozed all my alarms except the last one.
Day one. Let's get it.
Before we start, here's my day one stats. 184.1 pounds, a 38-inch waist, and 27% body fat.
From his starting stats, we can see that he is definitely overweight, but it's not the point where he would be just super obese. So I'm glad that he decided to do something with his physique before it got really out of hand.
We have 12 miles to run.
My run started off really strong.
I ran 10 minutes straight without stopping. That's crazy.
The next few hours is all a blur to me. At mile 2, I almost vomited. But by mile 8...
Oh, shit. I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm literally dying. I don't know how much further I can go.
We somehow finished our run, but I couldn't even make it inside the house. I was sitting in front of my house for 20 minutes until I was able to get up again.
As you could expect, running 12 miles on the first day is not a great idea. And this is one of the most important lessons that I want you to take away from this video. If you are someone who decides to do a similar thing as the guy in the video, you need to start slow. If you are gonna copy exactly what he does in this video, you will not even last a week. I can guarantee you that 99% of people who would do this type of run on their first day would just quit instantly right after. Because this is absolutely not sustainable, plus you will get hurt. And that's not a maybe, it will happen if you go to such extremes. So if you are out of shape and you want to start running or doing any other cardio activity, take it super easy. Don't run 12 miles on the first day, start with like 1 or 2 miles. If you are out of shape, this will be challenging enough. And the best part about starting slow is that you have so much more room to grow, and you can get better and better each week. But if you already start way beyond your capabilities, you will not be able to progress anywhere. Plus, it will be absolutely miserable, and that's not what you want if you want to change your lifestyle and physique forever. To achieve that, it has to be enjoyable and sustainable.
I don't know how I'm going to do this, yet alone one more day.
If I'm going to survive this for the next 100 days, let me introduce you to my secret weapon. Massage gun. Protein powder.
These things are definitely going to be helpful, especially the protein powder, which is another big takeaway. When you do huge amounts of cardio, it's always important to refeed right after the activity, so that you minimize any possible muscle loss. And refeed not only with just protein, but also with carbs, so that you can replenish your glycogen stores. Because you always hear that cardio makes you lose muscle, which could be true, but only when you push it to the extremes and don't properly refeed after that. But if you don't go insane and you refuel your body right after the activity, it will be completely fine.
And the greatest recovery item? A Home Depot bucket. I heard ice plunges help.
Cold exposure can definitely help with recovery. But this is more relevant for actual athletes and not bodybuilders. Just because if you did an ice bath right after the workout, you would interfere with the muscle building / recovery process, which is not a great idea if you want to gain the maximum amount of muscle. But as shown here, using cold exposure for your feet after a run is a great option.
I was enjoying this so much that I forgot I had one more workout to do to finish day one. You see this man's face? He's in pure misery. I found out I could do 0 pull-ups, but I can do 11 push-ups, which is one more than I thought I could do.
Push-ups and pull-ups, I really like that, even though he couldn't really do a pull-up. But instead of just giving up on it, I would have loved to see him do negative pull-ups or even negative chin-ups instead, which anyone can do, and it's one of the best ways of getting to your first pull-up. But hey, that's fine, after all, you are after a 12-mile run, which is yet another lesson. If you are going to do cardio and hit the gym on the same day, try to put them as far away from each other as possible, or just do them on separate days, that's the best option. But I guess this guy can't really do that if he plans to work out every single day. But even then, I would like him to hit the gym first before going on the 12-mile run. You know, it's still not great for bodybuilding purposes, but it's still better than going to the gym completely messed up and not even being able to walk properly.
By day 100, I'll either be as tough as David Goggins or be in a hospital bed.
We all know that it sounds really good to say something like that, but as I said before, sustainability is everything. You know, if you take it just a little easier or just take a rest day, you will miss out on just one day. But if you try to push through injuries, you could miss out on way more than just one day, which is a little bit of a foreshadowing, I guess.
But that's pretty much day 1. I rested for the rest of the day, hoping that things couldn't get any worse. The great thing is I probably had the best sleep of my life.
It's 5 a.m. Time for another 12 miles.
But the bad news?
My joints are really sore.
My workouts took even longer than yesterday, by a whole hour, as well as the next day and the next day.
If something had to be the number one indicator that you should take rest, it would definitely be feeling pain. That's your body telling you that you need to rest a little bit.
On day 8, I hit my fastest run yet, but starting at mile 9,
I think I have something wrong with the back of my ankle area. It feels like my entire right leg all around has shin splints, even on the back.
After another mile, my leg was in the worst pain it's been in. I could barely walk. My ankle is so swollen. All I can think is that this challenge is over. I was only able to finish 7 days. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, as we could all expect, an injury is here.
The only thing that cheered me up was a cheat meal. This was honestly the most pathetic I felt in a while.
Plus, it was followed by a big cheat meal. Here you can clearly see what sticking to an unsustainable regime will do to you. Imagine how smoothly it would go if he chose to run shorter distances and presumably eat in a smaller calorie deficit. In the future, he mentions that he starts to count his calories and eats 1500 calories a day. And even though I don't know how tall he is, that still seems like a big deficit. So I really have no idea in how big of a deficit he is in at this point, but even if he ate around 1500 calories at this point in time, it would still be a pretty big calorie deficit for someone who runs 12 miles a day. Which of course led to the cheat meal, which is another lesson that you should remember. When you go on a diet, don't make your calorie deficit way too big right from the get-go. And this is especially true if you are doing such insane amounts of cardio. If you are already burning so many calories by running so much, you don't even need to be in a calorie deficit. You could just be eating at maintenance or even in a slight surplus and you would still lose weight, just because the amount of cardio is so insane. And as the time will go on, you will keep on losing weight until you get to a point where this will stop. In other words, you will hit a plateau. And in order to get out of this plateau and keep on losing weight, you will have to put yourself into an even deeper hole, which is pretty difficult considering you already started in such a big hole.
By this point, I'd usually give up by now, feel sorry for myself, but we're on the mission to be as tough as David Goggins. So that day, I made a commitment to myself. No matter what, I'll do the David Goggins workout every day, even if I can't walk or move anymore. I will become as tough as David Goggins.
Good job on figuring out how to keep on doing cardio even if you can't walk. Obviously, if you can't walk, you should just rest, but for the sake of this challenge, that is a pretty good idea. And is yet another lesson that you should take away. It's a brilliant idea to do more cardio activities than just one, in order to prevent injuries from overuse. Plus, it will also give you more variety and more fun than just doing the same thing over and over.
I can't keep swimming like this. It kills my soul.
I hated swimming so much that I pushed myself to run the next day. And I bet you can't guess what happened next. My injury got worse, yay!
My ankle fully cramped up.
Well, never mind, that didn't last long. Also, I can't overlook the renegade row. Just do a normal rowing exercise, because the renegade row is just not good, man.
I forced myself to swim the next few days, but while I let my body recover fully this time, let's take a meal break.
Good to see that he finally decided to let his legs recover. Now let's see what he's cooking up in the kitchen.
I put myself on a strict diet. That meant no more cheat meals, no junk food, no sodas.
No more junk food and cheat meals, that is great. But soda is something that can for sure help you on your diet if you go for the sugar-free variation. This happens because of the caffeine that sodas contain. And as you might know, caffeine is a great appetite suppressant. Of course, I don't recommend going super insane with sodas, but having a can of soda in the moments when your cravings are going insane is such a lifesaver. And it doesn't have to be just soda. Any sugar-free caffeinated beverage will work.
I started counting every calorie, 1500 calories a day. For breakfast, I'd usually have some yogurt and fruit, a fruit smoothie, or a vegetable omelet. Dinner is my main meal, full of protein. Easily my favorite meal, as I'd eat most of my calories here. This meal had to make me somewhat full, because I usually have insane cravings at night.
Good stuff, diet looks pretty good. But once again, there is a hidden lesson. If you are trying to change your lifestyle and eat healthier, don't even buy junk food, even if it's for someone else. Because once you have that junk food at home, it's just a matter of time before you have a weak moment where you snap and eat the whole thing. And trust me, the regret and feeling of erasing days of progress is pretty bad.
Oh, and I usually have a banana before my runs. I give that a D.
Banana before a run or even before a workout is a great idea, as your body needs carbs to fuel your physical activity. And banana is just all carbs, plus it's very easily digestible. So that gets a thumbs up from me. Also, you could do the same thing with rice cakes, for example. Also, highly recommend it.
I finally recovered on day 20 and I joined a run club. Let's just say I was getting a little lonely working out by myself, but it was the greatest decision.
I don't think I even need to point out the lesson here. It's pretty obvious. Having a friend or a whole community that will help you push each other is such a great thing. Because when you encounter those moments where you just don't feel like doing anything, those people will help you overcome it, and that is super valuable. I have a lot of respect for this guy for doing this, even though it could have been done in a way less brutal way. But I get it, it's a challenge. And I bet a lot of you who saw the original video got really inspired by this, and maybe you even decided to go on a similar journey. And that is great. But please, don't copy exactly what he did. Remember, it's a YouTube challenge. Go on the same journey as him, but try to utilize the lessons I mentioned here, and you will become a beast. If you have not seen the original video, I would highly recommend you to do so, because it is really good. And I basically went over only the first third of the video, so I'm not gonna spoil how the video ends. Go check it out by yourself. I will leave the link to it in the description. Well, I hope that you learned something. Check out my training and nutrition plans if you're looking for something to guide your journey, which is easy to follow and understand. You know, the true simplified experience. That's what I do. Link is in the description. So, good luck on your journey, and I will see you next time. How about you take a look at this video? I think it's pretty good.